Pressed the button the wrong way. I went back to the timer. Good morning, everyone. I am a minute early compared to the going live at 8 usually. Have been for many years, but yes. I did say yesterday that it was going to be between 8 and 9-ish. Well, a little early, that's all right. And good morning, Keza. Lovely to have you here, popping in first. It's lovely. So I'm Boundy, psychic medium, bringing the daily Lenormand card spread reading. And today, even though it's a Saturday, I have brought a Lenormand deck rather than the Kipper. I was going to do Kipper on weekends. Well, I might do an extra one later on, just on the Kipper. And we'll see, or some other form. Just depends on what the day brings, doesn't it? And I did forget to actually bring the now forgotten to bring the yep. Look, I won't even go there. I'll just look at the grey hair. I said I'm Boundy, psychic medium, didn't I? Sometimes things get forgotten as well. It's not always connected in with spirit, I mean, I am human. So we'll go over to the cards. Tune into your psychic senses and your spirit guides. Connect with them all the time whenever you feel that need. We know it doesn't have to be an on all the time. Well, it's certainly not how I operate. That's where the intuitive and the gut feeling comes in, because that's what's the background of what I call my spirit connection. We really do have that all the time. It's just not top of awareness. Anyway, here we go. Cards. Let's have a look. Oh, that curtain. I need to probably get up and check that curtain out or shift it across. The cards. The sun. It's actually, bringing it very faded, isn't it? Just let me have a look here. I'm just on something else. Just checking on my iPad to whether the Soul software live stream section is coming up, and I don't have it showing, which is a bit of a shame. Yes, there it is. I just hadn't refreshed my screen. That's okay. And I usually go a good morning on this one, so I'll just do that and send it forward, just in case there's anyone that's doing the commenting through there. Let me just lean. I don't want to show my full body here as far as trying to get the... Oh, look, I'm going to have to. Hold on a sec. Does that work? I've been doing live streaming like this for it's been a long time. Oh, what's happened there? Isn't it funny how hair doesn't sit where you want it, even though it's brushed and, sorted? Yeah, there. That does look a little better, doesn't it? Okay. So what we have, and I've got them fully zoomed in already. Let me go back to where it's not. And we have, this is the Fairy Tale Lenormand deck. I decided that I really missed having done a reading with this for a fair time. So that's the tin. You can probably hear that, me tapping it. It's by Lisa Hunt, and Arwen Lynch is the author of the text that's in the actual guidebook. This is the guidebook, and all of this fits in this nice little tin. So it's a lovely deck. I just like all of them as we use them now. Is that about right? And I'll move that out of the way because I might be referring to that in a minute, because sometimes with these that are the fairy tale stories are that, and there is some explanation as to why some of the, what's depicted is in these particular cards. Goes to the guidebook because, some of it I'm not 100% sure of. Don't know if we can see them very clearly. I might even pick them up as we speak to them today. So, but anyway, this is the one I'm going to be referring to first. It's the garden. I'm just doing them sort of as a day timeline for this one, so that with the garden, that's the one that's this morning, and it's a beautiful depiction of, yeah, I'm going to pick them up just so we can see them even more closely, hopefully. So as you can see that, oh God, is it going to focus in? You can see in the background, no, look, it doesn't focus in much better at all. So here we have a giant in the background here with children playing in the garden, and they're swinging on swings, climbing the trees, having a wonderful time. This one here is, I think there's a hula hoop or a skipping rope in hand. It's that type of wonderful playful garden, and the children are having a wonderful play. Good morning, Shaz. Nice to see you here this morning. That's cool. So this one is from Oscar Wilde. We learn about the selfish giant. So he has a beautiful garden but won't allow anyone to enter. So because he refuses to let the children in, the garden remains in winter, but the giant finally hears a bird singing. When he looks out, his garden is beginning to bloom again because one brave child has crawled into the garden through a hole. So the giant learns that having friends is the key to living a good life. So once he's begun to open his garden and his heart to others, he realizes how much he gains from his friends and neighbors. So this card reminds us of the importance of community. It can indicate a festive time of family and friends and gatherings. So that might be something that you'd be engaging in today. And depending on whether it's specific timing needs, and that's for a full reading. So this one, we're looking at the timing of being this morning, whether you're organising or choosing to go and spend some playtime, that type of thing. This here does refer to specific timing needs. It can be a Sunday, probably because that's usually the day of rest, that what goes back to ages past as far as tradition. Sometimes it's also called the park and may feature a public place where people gather. So very interesting as a comparison to what the Gilded Reverie Lenormand is. This would be called park. We've got garden, and it's a beautiful scene. And funnily, tomorrow one of my family has asked me if they could visit, and we'll go on the cockle train. So there is a gathering portending to be tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get confirmation of that, and we'll have a lovely day tomorrow with grandies and family. It will be exciting because I love the cockle train. I think it's a wonderful way to spend some time riding that. Now, next, around the central overall part of our day, look, the masculine, the gentleman influence definitely can be just overall all of the day, or you might see around the middle of the day, lunchtime or whatever, that there is going to be the influence of someone male who is going to be prominent in what your activities are, interactions and relationships go for the day today. So this one is the hero. I think, yes, this one is the hero gentleman. In this deck, there's two of them. One shows up as this one, as a peasant, and one shows up as this one, which is the Vietnamese tale. Let me have a look. It's because fairy tales often have the peasant becoming a prince or vice versa. So peasant or prince. We've got the prince version in this one. So I'm just trying to find where it says both the gentleman, hang on. The peasant shows up as the hero in The Peasant, the Buffalo and the Tiger, which I've never read. This Vietnamese tale shows how a tiger is outwitted by a peasant. So the prince is represented by the Spanish tale of the Bear Prince. Both gentlemen are archetypes of the before and after transformation that often happens in fairy tales. So the peasant defeats the enemy, the tiger, by being smarter than the tiger. While he doesn't become a prince per se, he's also celebrated as a hero. In this one, the Bear Prince is a prince cursed to wear another face until he can be loved in both his beast and his prince form, almost like Beauty and the Beast. The key focus for this card, whether it's the prince or the peasant shows up, is to remember that masculine influences are at hand. So there you go. And for the way I'm reading these today, it's around about lunchtime-ish. And good morning, Kat. Just saw your comment there. Lovely to have you aboard this morning in live. Now we go to the letter. Now this one, it is about communication, of course. But what we have here in the letter, I just got to turn my guidebook. It's about the written exchanges and stuff like that. That's part of the keywords. Now, messages, that sort of thing. But Little Red Riding Hood by Charles Perrault is a tale relating to communication. So Red Riding Hood's mother has instructed her to bring a basket of treats for her grandmother and to stay on the path. But the wolf has slipped a letter into the basket as well. Unaware of the lupine threat just a few steps away, our heroine has stopped to pick some flowers. Her pause gives the wolf a chance to communicate with her. He tricks her into telling him where her grandmother lives. When she finally made it to her grandmother's cottage, Little Red Riding Hood knew something was wrong. The wolf has devoured the grandmother and eats Red Riding Hood too. The woodsman hears the wolf and quickly cuts him open to save both Red and her grandmother, which seems astronomically impossible. But anyway, in this tale, as in many, the contents of a letter can affect the outcome of a story. So it can represent, so that's what it does. I'm reading the rest. So good news or bad news, the letter needs to be read. So it's about the communications. So with that, what we're looking at is communication. So it could follow through that lovely experience of our morning will follow through with that masculine influence by an important male in the family or friends or network of who you know, communicating probably in the written form these days, more than likely texting and that sort of thing. But the communications really do need to be read as they're going to be important. So that's how I would read this, as just a storyline in itself or a sentence for our day. What do you actually feel as you're seeing these cards, what it means for you? And that will be what is more prominent for your meaning, is what you interpret from the cards. I'm only giving a guideline as I read these. So take what you need from this. Bring those cards into your awareness today. So it's garden, mail, and letter. So it is that playfulness in a park, being able to bring out either your own inner masculine sense of strength, security, and influence, and communicating that through to others as well. That safety, security, that whatever you need it to be for you in your day today. So that's where I'll leave it. Thank you for joining me. It has gone for a bit longer. I'm still trying to get these to 10 minutes so that it's not, I respect people's time, and I know I've intended this right from the start to be short little snippets in a day, the start of your day, to help you kickstart your own inner guidance and connection with spirit. So do this for yourself in extra, as an extra tool for yourself. Get a deck and do this at any time that you need to for that extra guidance. It doesn't take long really to shuffle a deck of cards. They are a tool, and they are so succinct in giving guidance, in my opinion. Okay, thank you for joining me. Keep being the best you, and until tomorrow, namaste.